When we find an American Studies one, I'll be like, Spencer, quick, I need your help. I have an American Studies problem. I need you. And then you'll be like, don't worry, I got you. What's the issue? It's literally nothing.
You built me up, put me back down.
Which is right there, boys. Welcome, everyone. This is the intro podcast.
Were we recording?
We were recording.
Sorry, I coughed. We were recording for that. Aw. Well, welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is Sunday night shooting the shibby. Even though we have
Sunday night shooting the shibby. I'll think of like the Sunday night football intro.
Shibby.
Going at it.
Shibby.
Missing Bob on this one. He's off getting drunk in Asbury.
Well, Bob was only in the first episode. We don't know if he's a dedicated member just yet. I too miss Bob. I love Bob. Bob, shout out to Bob and being drunk in Asbury.
Oh.
I usually do that on the weekend as well.
I was gonna say, usually do being drunk in Asbury.
It's like I'm dedicated to this podcast game, man. Like, we want to see it happen.
Cool, I won't be here next week. I'll be in Michigan.
That's okay. With technology, we can make it work.
Maybe.
When you come back from Michigan?
Monday
night. Let's do it.
Got work the next day, man.
Yeah, I know. So do I. I got work tomorrow also. This is the dedication. We wanted to do a YouTube channel, and now we've watered it down to a podcast. So we at least have to be dedicated to once a week doing a podcast.
Because YouTube is aged now.
It's not even about YouTube's being aged. Filming is harder than I thought, and it takes ideas. However, a podcast, you and I can just like sit, have a few brews, and just shoot the shibby. Sunday nights, how you doing?
I'm ready to leave. I'm done with this shit already.
Well, how was your week, Brian? Is there anything that you wanted to bring up?
I worked from home mostly every day this week. Because the entirety of my team is pretty much dead.
Right.
My boss got eye surgery done, so he's out of commission for 3 weeks. Another one got admitted to the hospital.
Oh?
Another one's wife's pregnant and he's moving. Another one's still out on maternity leave. So it's just me and another guy.
So everyone else is making moves, and you're working at home. Cool. Why did you go to the hospital? Let's roll that one back for a second. I feel like you just...
They went to the hospital. They were sick. They ended up going to the hospital. They'll be fine, but right now they're in the hospital.
Your compassion for others never ceases to amaze me.
I mean, I'm sorry she is. I told her, I was like, listen, anything I can help you to do, please let me know. I'm taking over all of her events.
You should write Hallmark cards. Sucks to be you, glad it's not me, signed Brian Kelly, and then just a picture of a minion with a party whistle or something. Just because minions are cancer and have invaded everything. Just like in the hospital. Ooh, dark.
Yeah, I actually would love to do Hallmark cards for me. It's just turning 3. Great, you're 3, whatever.
You're not going to remember this card, so I'm not even going to try.
Pretty much. It's a picture of baby elephant. It's got the balloons and a little hat, and then maybe a monkey. And there's a cake in front of them. And the writing just says, you can't even read this anyway, you dumb shit.
You know what?
Here's a savings bond for $50 that you'll never get.
Scratch out Hallmark. Maybe you should write cards for Spencer's Gifts. I think it'd be more marketable there.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Did I just date myself by saying you'll give someone a savings bond?
Yeah, in fact, I think the last person I got a savings bond was for my grandma. And, rest in peace, Grandma. But yeah, so I think you really did.
Yeah, same. The last grandpa, rest in peace, Grandpa. I think it was for $50. I don't think I ever cashed it in.
It's probably not worth anything.
No, it's probably worth $100 because the whole point of it was you give $50 and you get double back later.
Right. It's called sort of socialism, where it's you got to pay for it. No, it's just a little bit. You pay for the thing at first.
You're
and
so wrong.
And then they invest it.
You're so wrong.
And then they give you more.
You're so wrong.
And they take a little off the top.
You know what? I'm going to phone a friend. Hello, fiance. You're a history major. Can you please come in and explain what a savings bond is?
We don't need help from the live studio audience.
She's coming over to like wring your neck right now. You're so wrong, it hurts.
Okay, no, have fun.
You're a fucking idiot, first of all.
I just want to put it out that you can't see it. She kissed me on the head before she said that, which was quite. No, I realize a savings bond is an investment, as in they take the money. Like you give them the money. No, yes, you give them the money. The government. I'm libertarian. I'm Brian Kelly.
Thanks to Hamilton, we have those today still.
Alexander Hamilton.
Yes.
I heard a really shitty rap song about him.
Yes.
There's 44 of them.
Shout out to Hamilton to play. You got popular for some reason.
I have the entire musical right over there.
I'm so sorry.
It's actually good.
Dude, it's cringy, man.
It's not cringy.
It is, dude. Okay, maybe if you saw it, maybe if I like witnessed it within the musical itself, but just like hearing like people angry rap about history and stuff, like it's just, dude, like.
There's a difference between like your teacher coming in and being like, yo, back in 1800s, there was problems. They didn't have phones. What? Like, it's not like
Steve
that.
Buscemi, hello, fellow kids.
It's not like
No,
that.
but I listen to him, man.
They're not
That's what
coming
it
out.
sounds
They're just like, if we had phones, we would call each other on our problems. Like, no, they actually they actually describe like things that are happening then, and they just use rap to do it. But it's not bad. Do this change right now. I don't like rap. History. I liked history as a subject, but it wasn't like, oh,
I don't like
history.
rap. I don't like history, but together they're great.
Together, I've been doing it. Actually, history was my favorite subject in school. Some parts I was into learning about like World War II, while I had to take classes like history before 1500. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I know they say those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat it, but I'm not doomed to fucking repeat like shit. How do I make things go? If only there was a round thing to do it. Like, I'm not gonna fucking learn to make the wheel
But you're
again,
also not doomed to not repeat it either. If you think about it like that, boom, history. How you do it?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean.
I don't.
That's exactly what I mean.
You're literally just making words up,
See,
and you're like, I'm smart because words
study.
good.
You gotta study it to know it, and that's what it is, right?
So what you're saying is you need to know history so you don't repeat it.
Yes.
So you're essentially agreeing with what I said, but trying to double entendre words here to, I don't know, actually, what? Sure. Continue being an idiot.
Check out at this point. No, it's cool. No, it's whatever. You're just not on my level, okay? You just don't understand. Okay? There's a difference. All right? It's whatever. One day, Brian. One day. When you're older, I'll tell you.
I am 3 years younger than you?
I thought it was 4.
4? How old are you right now?
I am 27, turning 28 in April.
I'm turning 25 in May.
Oh, so we're like 3.5.
We're 3 years and a month.
Don't come at me with your math. Just because you work in accounting firms, like, all right, cool.
Math? Do I have a musical for you? It's called Alexander Mathelton. Man, if we had those phones with calculators, math would be easy, but we don't.
We just got this abacus with the slidey things and the beads.
We didn't have calculators back then.
Instead, we used our fingers and we're toes.
Counting was really hard to do, hard to do, hard to do, hard to do.
Hard to do, and continuing this rap is hard too. Woo!
Say what?
Say what?
Wow, wow, wow.
Chicken it up, what?
I would not listen to that.
I just like Hamilton, I would not either. That's right, I said it. All right.
What song did you... Here's my question. What song from Hamilton did you listen to that you're like, this is bad?
Whatever you showed me, whatever she showed me, whatever Jacqueline showed me. Which was probably a combination of at least 5 songs. It's not that it's bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. It was just not for me. And when I heard it sold out to like 30, 32, that's when I was... why? Like, it's good. It's good. If you like that style of music and you like history, it's good. But it's just like, it's blown up into this phenomenon. Kind of like how...
So essentially what you're saying is things got popular and you're mad because you're not into it.
I don't think mad is the correct term.
You sound pretty upset.
I just don't understand.
I mean, there's things I don't understand why they're big, but I'm just like, whatever. I have more important shit to do.
But that's how I feel about Hamilton. Like, it was okay. It was a nice concept. It was enjoyable, I guess.
I feel like you haven't listened to the entire thing to really make that judgment.
Well, no, and I've also never seen it, and I'm not going to fork out the $500 for the nosebleed seats that I'll get to see in 3 years.
Got it all on vinyl.
What's up?
I got it all on vinyl.
Yeah, but I can't watch vinyl, is what I'm getting at. I can't watch the play. I mean, I can watch it spin. I'm sure that's really enthralling.
Listening to it's much. I mean, granted, I'm content with never seeing it because I don't care. But
you've come to terms with the fact that it just won't happen because it's way too expensive and way overblown.
I will if somebody was like, "Hey, here are free tickets," I'm going to do it.
Oh,
mostly because my lovely fiance wants to see it with a burning passion. But
shout out to the live studio audience.
Attendee.
Just say audience, so it sounds like there's more than
attendee.
One. Just. Oh, you're gonna do the "I don't want to lie about what's going on" thing. Okay, cool. It's whatever.
I'm not
fine.
a dirty liar.
Be transparent. Yeah, I'm totally a good liar. I never laugh or snide when I try lying or anything.
Give a shout out to Lin-Manuel.
Shout out to Lyman Well. What was his name?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Give us tickets.
I'm sorry, what?
He was the guy who played Hamilton. Wrote the entire thing.
Shout out to Lyman Well.
Shout out to Lionel Richie. You heard that song? Hello,
it's me that you're looking for. No, I never heard of it.
Is that him?
That
is Lionel Richie?
I don't know if you're just being a dick, but yes,
no, I'm not. I'm legitimately asking.
That is indeed Lionel Richie.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to be a dick.
That was Spencer covering Lionel Richie.
Oh,
right.
Listen. There's a difference between lying and being a Mr. Literal technical asshole.
You just hate me because I'm liberal.
You're not liberal. You're not liberal.
Well. So there was one thing I noticed during the week that I want to bring up.
Okay.
Did you ever hear the Darwin Awards? I'm sure you have. It's just pretty much people that are about to be...
but go on.
It's just people that are doing stupid... So Darwinism is the whole concept of survival of the fittest, for anyone that doesn't know.
Yeah.
So a Darwin Award is for someone who gets an award for when they are about to lose life because they're being dumb or they did lose life.
They did something stupid.
Right. I was...
So, like, for example, if somebody takes a fork and sticks it in an outlet and you find out, teenager died from being shocked to death because they sticked a metal fork into an outlet, that kid is now the proud winner of the Darwinism Award.
Or if a person eats a pod that's meant for detergent purposes when there's clearly labels on there. Yes, we're not going to touch the Tide Pod Challenge. That was way easy for Darwinism. However,
I actually didn't know it became a challenge in itself. It was a meme for the longest time.
Well, that's how it became a challenge.
It was just the meme of like, haha, you eat Tide Pods, whatever. Because I remember back in like 2015, actual kids were eating it because they thought it was candy. I thought that was like 2014, 2013.
Yes, there was the one.
I remember there was that, and I was like, oh.
As a person that loves Gushers, I'm going to put it out there, they look delicious.
They do look delicious.
I'm sorry. Please, for the love of whatever you believe in, do not eat a Tide Pod. But goddamn, like if you grew up in the 90s and you had Gushers and
Gushers are still around now. They're not like this like foreign thing.
The packaging changed.
Oh, shut up. They're fucking Gushers. Packaging changed.
It did. The Gushers no longer stick to the walls of the packaging, and then I ripped them.
Side mini rant.
My fingers get sticky.
Side mini rant. I hate the whole like 90s. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
Brian did a pretend masturbation thing, just so that you're all aware, because apparently
so
Brian doesn't know how recording sound works.
Dumb.
Continue.
Well, no, they got the sound. That's all I really needed.
Gotcha.
That was just instinct that did the fake masturbation thing.
Instinct. Never give up, Brian. Trust your instincts.
Great. But no, I hate the whole 90s fad. Like, do you remember the Rugrats? Yes, everyone fucking remembers the Rugrats. Like, a thing to be like, do you remember this from the 90s? Or like, I don't know, fucking Bionicle.
Remember Bobby's World? It was a good show.
Yes, people remember fucking Bobby's World. And they're like, do you remember Rocket Power? Yeah, no shit. It was a popular thing on Nickelodeon. One of the top things children watched back then. Yes, people remember Rocket Power.
Why are you getting mad? Why are you getting mad at things people enjoy?
So fucking annoying. It's not like, do you remember water? Yes, people use it every day.
Is it what?
Is
Like,
water
it's-
wet? That's another. That's,
No,
that's
we're not getting into this. We're not getting into that. Short answer, yes it is. Shut up. But no.
But
Here's the thing.
water can't be wet.
I have no problem with saying, do you remember this? If it's something that was actually like, holy shit, I forgot about that. Not fucking Rocket Power or Rugrats or like, do you remember when SpongeBob was good? Yes! I remember when SpongeBob was good. They made a movie and everything after that was terrible. It's like the episode of the Tattletale Strangle. That was a great episode. But yes, I remember the old episodes of SpongeBob. I remember the Rugrats. I remember, like, what about like,
I'm just gonna let
do
you
you
tuck
remember
yourself out.
Real Monsters? Like, that's not
No,
something a
never heard
lot
of
of
it. What's
people
that?
would like
What's
remember
that?
that about.
What's that?
It was a decent show about monsters.
It was a good show.
It was a decent show.
It was a good show.
It wasn't the best show. Or like, do you remember Two Stupid Dogs? I Am Weasel. Cow and Chicken.
How
Like,
about
those shows? I think weren't as big.
What was the Cartoon Network show with the robot?
Whatever happened to
Robot Jones. I
Yes.
liked that show.
That show was
That's
great.
always on the bottom tier of cartoons list that I see. I thought that was a great show. I enjoyed it. It was a good show.
Yes, whatever happened to Robot Jones was a good show.
But why not people enjoy these memes? Now imagine you grew up in the 90s and now you work for some sort of corporation that you hate your life and you go in there from 9 to 5 every day and it's just nice to be reminded that, oh, this happens. Right, Brian?
I have, see, again, I'm not shitting on people who do that, but it's just like, if we're going
Are
to
you
do,
though? Are you
I'm not really shitting on them. I'm just more upset at like the things that they pick for you to be like, hey, do you remember this? Like, do you remember the N64? Yes, every fucking college kid remembers the N64.
Right,
They're all playing GoldenEye in their rooms, not realizing the game does not hold up that well.
Best shooter. 10
No,
out of
it's
10.
not.
Best shooter. Best shooter.
All right.
Greatest
You know what?
shooter.
You know what?
Greatest shooter.
I'm gonna be a complete hypocrite right here.
Okay.
There was, I think it was one of the E3s, and they were like, who remembers GoldenEye? And everyone in the room raised their hand and be like,
Right.
Who would
Obvious
call it-
crowd participation is
Yeah.
obvious.
And then like, who would call it the best shooter of all time? And everyone raised their hand. I'm like, what fucking room is this? Did you pull people and you're like, did you play GoldenEye? Yeah, I played a few times as a kid. Do you play video games now? No. Great, get in this room.
Yeah, I will say,
Like,
even,
they sit
even
there-
Halo 2 is a better shooter.
Dude, fucking, my ballsack is a better shooter than
Duke
this
Nukem
game.
64. Let
No,
me
that
tell
game
you,
sucks
top
too.
tier games.
That game sucks
10
too.
out of 10.
That game sucks too. Back
just-
then,
no.
I'm sure it was fantastic. And with you, when you have those nostalgic goggles on, I'm sure it's still fantastic.
You mean how I see life every day?
Yes, because your newest console is the N64.
I have an Xbox 360 somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
When was the last time you used it?
I want to say, when did the Xbox 360 discontinue production?
20.
I know where my N64 is.
Yeah, you know where N64 is.
I do.
Where your 360 is.
No.
Every single console I have, besides my N64, is sitting right over there. My N64 is chilling in my closet right now.
Oh, that's not fair, man. N64 belongs to be out of the closet. That's not
No.
cool. That's not cool. This is 2018. We don't accept.
Doesn't know who it is yet. But no.
That's fair. Forgive me for assuming.
Yeah, really. How fucking dare you?
My apologies. Shut your phone up.
Was that my phone?
Well, it wasn't my phone.
It might have been my phone. Sorry about that, everyone. It was my phone. How dare I?
Everyone.
But
Can we at least upload this thing to somewhere so there isn't everyone, unlike the first
Yes.
podcast, who is
well, I can't
who's
edit
still
it
sitting-
because I don't have Audition. But no,
I can edit it. I'll edit it with
getting
Final Cut
off
Goddamn
track.
Pro.
We're getting off track. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about before. But they were sitting there and they were just like, "What would you say if there was a new age GoldenEye?" And they were like, "Oh my god, this is fucking fantastic! This is the best news I've ever heard."
Well,
and then
it
they
could be.
No, they came out
could
the game
be.
and it was an utter failure because it was nothing like the original GoldenEye.
Was this
they used
EA?
the new James Bond? They used none of the same levels. I think they used maybe like one.
But
of
did
the-
they have the golden gun?
I don't know. I actually don't know. The game was literally nothing like the original game. And they
I hope they at least had the golden gun.
They straight up were just like, remember GoldenEye?
Yes,
and they-
Unico Joe, we remember GoldenEye.
And it's It's just, if you're gonna say, do you remember, just pick something that people actually like is something worth being like, oh fuck, I remember that.
Remember Glover? And now everyone hates themselves.
Yes, that's a perfect example. Remember Glover? Remember that game that was like, wow, when you first turn it on, like, this could be an awesome
really
platformer.
pretty.
It's really pretty. It's dark and mysterious. And you start playing the game and you're like, wow, where is the nearest noose?
Yeah, pretty much. Find that escape rope.
That game is just awful.
Booty.
It's not. I always
When you have to
wanted
bounce a ball
complete it.
everywhere.
I always wanted to complete it just to say I did.
Maybe we will.
Maybe one day we'll just complete it
Maybe
just
we
for
will.
shits and giggles.
I'll
but-
refill both my growlers and we'll make it happen. We'll
Oh
get
my
through
God.
it together. We'll do it together.
I remember as a kid, even as a kid, a lot of games I played, I'm like, this game's great. And like I go back to it now, I'm like, this game's fucking terrible.
But
But I think Glover might have been one of the few games, even as a kid, I was like, this game's all that great.
I was way too much of a pansy as a kid when it came to games. It took me a month to go into Grunty's mouth in Banjo-Kazooie.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
Because you were afraid.
Yeah.
I was also very afraid of doing stuff in games because I felt so emotionally attached to the character.
Right, if the character
So
died,
if
that
they
was like
died,
me dying.
I was
Ish.
upset. I'm still like that. Like whenever I play Fire Emblem,
Right.
like I think it was Awakening was the first time they did it, which was the one on the 3DS, which was like the big like rehaul of the series. They added in because all in the Fire Emblem games, if your character died, they were done. They were gone forever.
Really?
Yeah, they were dead.
Ooh, I like that. I mean, I hate that, but I like that.
But but then I didn't play a Fire Emblem game till Awakening because the first Fire Emblem game I technically played was Fire Emblem Heroes for the
Right.
phone. It was a free phone game that Nintendo put out, and I started playing that, and I ended up liking it so much. My friend was like, Fates was already out, but my friend was like, oh, get Fire Emblem Awakening. Like, everyone really liked the game. I was like, okay. So I got it, and then in there is a classic mode and just like, I think it was like regular mode.
Right.
And in regular mode, they come back after that battle. So they're always there so they don't die. But in classic mode, if the character, like, if they lose that battle, the female officers would retire and some male if they were important to the story. But if they were unimportant male characters, they're dead. Like, they would be confirmed dead. The female characters, the only reason why they don't die is because...
Modern day sexism.
No, because in Awakening... funny. No, but in Awakening, you can marry the characters, so
Right.
they have children. So later in the game, because the children come back to the past to help them out, so that the dark future doesn't happen again, you have to find them, and the mother has to talk to them for them to join your team. So they can't die. So all the female characters retire, and some main.
Gotcha. So the female characters have to be in the game for the story to progress.
Yes, for the story to progress. They
And
have
it
to
wouldn't
still
make
be in the
sense if
game.
they died, and the game was just like.
And some male characters are pretty much the same. They're important, so they have to stay alive for the story's sake.
But the story can change with the death of characters, where the female ones have to stick around.
No,
For the story.
the story stays the same. So like if like Frederick dies, who's like Crom's like right hand guy, who's like a knight. If he dies,
I don't know who Crom is either, but okay.
Crom's the kind of main character of the game. He's the other main character besides Robin.
What about Roy? Isn't that where Fire Emblem-
Roy is from Fire Emblem: The Burning Blade, which was a
What about
Game Boy thing.
Marth?
Marth is from one of the original Fire Emblems
Those are the only two characters from Fire Emblem that I know.
because they were in Smash Brothers.
Because they were in Smash Brothers,
What about
yes.
Ike? He was also in Smash Brothers.
I thought Ike was the Kid Icarus one.
No, that would be Pit.
God damn it. The 3-letter names. Close
Actually, I have a fun game to play
Oh,
later on
boy.
this podcast. This was the thing. Remember when I told you I was like, "Hey, can you have Shane like message me for a second?"
enough. Oh, yeah.
Relating back to this.
That was almost a year
So,
ago,
yeah.
I think, at this
but
point.
you know what?
Well, I
I
forget.
still have it on my computer.
And I still forget.
I wanted to see how many of the newest Smash Brothers games are the characters you can name.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
So
The answer is no.
no, well, I want to see which ones you would know, which ones you don't.
You gonna show me
'Cause there's-
pictures of them or
Yeah,
something?
it's pictures of all of them. So we'll do that. That'll be something later on. I forgot what the fuck I was talking about for this.
I was talking about the Darwin Awards.
Oh yeah, we were talking about we sidetracked.
I was just
completely.
reaching out. I mean, really, after a rant like that, maybe this isn't that big a deal. But I don't know. I was at work doing my thing, and so I go visit place to place, and I saw a guy on a forklift smoking a cigarette. The fun fact was it was a propane-powered forklift.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a propane tank behind him. I'm watching the ashes of a cigarette just fall behind, as, wind takes the ash and whatnot. Nothing happened. I kind of left the area waiting for the mushroom cloud, but...
That's like people who smoke at gas stations.
That's actually outlawed for obvious reasons.
Oh, yeah, no, it's. I remember when I was younger, I think I saw it more often. I don't see it ever happen anymore now.
No. Thankfully, we live in New Jersey where the gas station attendants don't smoke cigarettes while they pump the gas, too.
Shout out to Zoolander. The
yeah.
guy goes to light a cigarette, and then he remember he sees the sign that says "Don't do that," and his friend's doing. He's like, "No!"
They're like a Suzuki. They're like a Suzuki Tracker or something, and they're having a fun time. Yeah, I
they're
remember.
shooting the gas at each other.
I saw that. The only reason I remember that is because I saw a meme about Oregon pumping their own gas, and someone was just like actual footage of Oregon people pumping their own gas.
Shooting the gas at each other.
Yep. Well,
it was a great.
So we're the last state then that we don't have to pump our own. Actually, it's actually illegal for us. It is legal for you to pump your own diesel. However, you cannot pump your own gasoline. Because government.
I mean, in all reality, I'm like, people should. I feel like every state should just have the option.
Yeah, me too.
Because there's a lot of times where I roll up. And like if there's like a long line, I'm like, oh, why can't we just fucking pump it ourselves, waiting for the guy to come over? And there's other days where I'm just like, I don't want to get out of my car.
Oh, see, there's days where they pump my gas and then I get in my car and I can see the dribble marks down the side by my gas tank. And I'm like, my paint. How dare you, sir?
Yeah, no,
it's annoying. I would actually, I'm not gonna lie though, but yes, when it's like 7 degrees below zero, and you're just like,
or
warm,
it's like
comfy,
it's raining,
roasty,
or
toasty car,
or it's like it's cold, or it's too hot, or just, you have a good song on, and you're just like,
well, see, that
you're fine doing it.
That you could open the windows at least and listen to said good song as you pump your gas. But yeah, no, I feel you.
No,
so Oregon people,
I'm so accustomed to it now.
Cheers to you, Oregon. May you pump your gas in less explosions. I don't know where I'm going with that, but don't just have fun. That's what life is about. Have fun. Have a good time.
Just don't blow up.
Don't sweat over the little things like gasoline everywhere. It's really not that hard.
Fantastic.
Cheers. What about you? Have you ever seen anyone breaching the realm of getting a Darwin Award?
I gotta.
It's a tough one. You can't just be like
things. You can be like, I remember
back in my day. I mean, I know a few winners of Darwin's Award, but that's a lot darker. No, I did notice though, because on the concept of older consoles, did you notice how everything is skyrocketing in price? Like,
what do you mean exactly? Oh, just like how older consoles are just a lot of money now.
Like, I mean, the fact that emulation is probably at its highest peak right now because an N64 is going for $100, and that's just for the console and like a controller. Hopefully, you get the expansion pack, the expansion RAM pack, whatever the hell they called it, the red lid.
You double that RAM from 4 to 8 megs.
How? But it's the same thing with cars and Volkswagen buses. I mean, I can't get into now. I'm dumb. I want a VW bus. They're maintenance nightmares. Actually, the air-cooled ones are not. They're perfect. When you have that much money to invest into a motor, they made a damn good one. Sorry for everything else that happened, but the motor's great. But the bus prices are just skyrocketing because people are so emotionally invested, and these hippies that hated the system went into the system and got jobs, and now they're all competing in who could buy these buses, which is great, except I'm not a hippie from the 60s. I'm a sort of hippie thing from the 90s, and I don't have the job to warrant putting down $200,000 for a bus that'll max out at 60 miles an hour. Like, why? And the worst part is they become, just like, I feel like these consoles, they become queens of like the garage or the cabinet where it's a showpiece. Nobody uses them. I want to use an old hippie bus for old hippie bus things. I want to camp out in it. I want weird people to come over and be like, "Whoa, cool bus, man!" Because those are my people. Those are my people. I am well aware, and I own that fact that those are my people. But it's really hard to because you gotta afford the bus first, or it's really hard to relive that childhood because you gotta afford the console first. And it's just
I don't know why. Like,
at least on a computer, you can emulate a console. I can't emulate a bus. I can't put bus mode in my little GTI.
Give 3D printing time.
Oh my god! If I could 3D print everything.
I remember. What was it? There was like an old commercial where it was like it was from downloading music. It's like you wouldn't download a pizza, and then it was like 3D printing now can now do edibles.
It's like you're goddamn right. I would download
somebody
a pizza.
3D printed an edible pizza, and I'm like, we've hit the future.
I mean, we can 3D print bus parts, but at the same time, that's just metal machining, and that's just called CNC machining, which is really the same thing as 3D printing, sorta. Not really.
3D printing just blows my mind because then I see people do shit for 3D printing, and I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? How?
I just can't believe.
I now understand what old people feel like when they're like, it's a computer.
Why are these kids eating detergent? Yeah, no.
Why are we not playing Funny Elbow?
No, I get 3D printing amazes me in the sense that I can't believe how well the 3D printed objects can withstand. Because there's people that 3D print car parts, but to me this is like you just took a layer of plastic and layered more plastic on it. How well does that hold up? But a lot of it does. And I'm sure that there's different calipers of like printing material that you can use and whatnot. But the fact that people, it's not just a novelty. It's not just you 3D printing a Mario sculpture. Like you can 3D print things like parts. You can 3D print things that are
like
functional.
Prosthetic arms for people.
Yes,
or like 3D print like parts to someone's like wheelchair.
Not even that, but let's just say
like
your dishwasher, the lid on your dishwasher cracked, or like the piece cracked off, and not the lid, but the lid where you put the detergent. I'm sorry for all the detergent references.
It's in your head.
but like let's say lid cracked, you can find if somebody put out the schematic for it. I don't know if that's a technical term.
Schematics. I'm a mechanic.
Well, actually, schematics should be more engineering. Mechanics just replace the shit. Okay. I can already see the hate mail from the mechanics. But
how dare you undermine my work?
I do not. I'm an American Studies major, and you chose the right decision. You have this thing called marketable skills. Must be amazing. Enjoy that. However,
American Studies didn't do that one for you?
if you can't laugh at yourself, right? Everything else did. I did learn great things through college, and I can spend my entire night justifying it, but no one wants to hear about that. But when it comes,
we hit Spencer mental time.
Yeah, we're only one growler deep, so we're not quite there yet.
I'm not gonna say what you were talking about, but my favorite was my apartment warming party. It was me, some random dude, I think Arlene and you.
Right.
And you were talking about, no, I could have done that. You finished.
You took too long. You took too long. I'm pouring you the next down. It's a good one though. You'll enjoy this.
Whatever. But no, it was just fucking brilliant. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to say what it was. I'm not going to say what it was. Don't worry. I'm not going to be that douchebag.
There are certain personal conversations
Trust me. I'm
into the things that we willingly upload to the internet.
I'm aware. I wasn't going to do that to you, but I'm saying that's my favorite because I knew that you just hit a certain point of just like, I'm just going to go here now. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Spencer, no. I think there's a girl and some random dude here. No.
The best part was the next morning that some random dude was like, I think we're like best friends now.
He came up earlier and he was like, hey, you know that guy Spencer? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I think we're best friends now. And I was like, okay.
Wasn't it Corinne that said, oh, did you hit Spencer mental time?
Probably.
Well, you know, of all the personas to have when you're drunk, I'm happy that I only get honest with myself. I could be the drunk asshole. I could be the cocky drunk.
I'm looking at you for saying the word persona.
Yes. You'll never see it coming.
I've been playing Persona 5 like anytime I'm not doing anything else in my life.
So you've been playing Persona 5 perpetually for like a very long time when you're not working.
I'm either working or playing Persona 5.
It's okay.
That's it.
It's okay.
I wholeheartedly admit it. Dude, it's so much fun. But I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, no, it was fucking hysterical because he's like, I think we're best friends now. And I'm like, yeah, you and everyone else. Everyone else who has a 5-minute conversation with the man.
Maybe people just enjoy my company. I don't know.
Because you come out and they're like, hi, my name's Derek. My parents are divorced and my ex-girlfriend's like 70 states away. And, you know, I just really got some issues. And they're like, all right.
What? They listen. I don't know why.
I mean, hey, I like carrots would have been great, but sure, why not?
Hey, I like carrots. I don't. Well, I guess I got some. I guess I got some personal stuff to revisit. Off.
Do you?
No, life is great. Everything is great. Things are great. Thanks for bringing that moment up, though. That was great.
You know what? I'll sidetrack it for you. Let's bring up something else you're going to do terrible at.
Is it right now? Is it time for the Smash Brothers thing?
Right now, I have a picture of every single character from the newest Smash Brothers game.
So do I have to edit this now with all the characters so that people who watch it on YouTube, like the 5 people that actually watch it on YouTube...
I can do that part. It's not hard.
No, okay, fine. Whatever.
All right.
Okay, fine.
So, we'll go to the first character.
Waluigi. That would be Mario.
Close. Mario. Correct. Good job. You're doing well so far.
Catfish Luigi.
Catfish Luigi. What do you mean Catfish Luigi?
He looks like a catfish in that pose. He's breaching the water.
I don't know why that's the pose they gave him, but that's it.
Daisy.
So close.
Lol, it's Peach. Okay,
Princess
cool.
Peach. I know.
There's the obvious ones.
There's the obvious ones.
Right, it's Princess Toadstool. Next one. Yeah, let's go.
This one's also Princess Toadstool.
that's in her angry persona. Yes, it's Bowser. Continue.
That's when you press A and B at the same time. She goes, Persona! She changes to Bowser. Joshua. Correct. Yoshi. Oh, here's where we might stump you here.
I know.
We might stump you here.
Not Daisy, it's not Peach, it's the other one. Arlene, how you doing? How are things? Ask her how she is. I won't read the message. That's fucking the person from Super Mario Galaxy.
She is from Galaxy.
That's not Daisy.
She's
or
also
Peach.
in Super Mario 3D World. Well, it's not Peach. You just saw Peach.
I know. Just shut up. Just shut. Starts with an N, doesn't it?
An N?
An A? What about a B? I think I'm a C.
We're gonna go down in the alphabet.
No, it's you gotta tell me it.
All right, just gonna say you got 5 seconds to guess here.
Cool. Give me 2 seconds, and I got nothing. Just
Jeffrey.
Rosalina. God damn it.
Rosalina and Luma.
I don't give a shit about the star. Rosalina. Baby Yoshi. Continue.
It's actually Bowser Jr.
Baby Bowser.
Bowser Jr.
Well, what's the difference between Baby Bowser and Bowser Jr.?
Baby Bowser was like just the miniature versions of Bowser they just made for shits and giggles. This one's actually its own character, Bowser Jr.
All right, fine. Technicality.
Also, Baby Bowser would be considered Bowser as a baby, from Yoshi's Island. Sir.
Yeah, so there's a Bowser Jr. Who is the Bowser mother?
Shigeru Miyamoto. In an interview, they said, who's Bowser Jr.'s mother? And he pointed to himself. It is now canonically confirmed.
No.
Shigeru Miyamoto is Bowser Jr.'s mother.
I get that it's 2018 and I'm not allowed to question anything anymore. But when 2 biological men have relations, which is okay. We're going to ignore the fact that Bowser is a monstrous dinosaur.
Are you implying men can't have children? How dare you?
They can. They just need the help from a woman with the apparatus to receive seed.
Canonly through the game, no, there was no confirmed mother. But I guess when it's a children's game, Miyamoto made it as a joke.
Was it obvious, or was that him coming out?
Yes, it's Shigeru Miyamoto coming out.
Trans dinosaur.
Dinosaur-kin, thank you very much.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Dinosaur-kin.
My apologies.
Let's move on here.
On to Wario. I mean, Luigi. Damn it.
I was right. No, wait, I don't want to be wrong. I don't know how to be funny.
Get out of my subconscious. Danky Kang.
Danky Kang, you're correct. And his friend Danky Kang Jr.
I just now noticed that he has stars on his nipples.
Oh, well, look at that, he does.
Right? Diddy Kong, who's probably he's like 10 in this game? 13?
I don't know. Fun fact.
No confirmed age.
Fun fact.
Oh,
Nintendo did not make Diddy Kong. He is strictly a rare character.
Are you saying he's hard to find?
You're not funny.
For like the 3 people that watched this, Rare was the company that...
Rare was a company that made GoldenEye, the best game ever.
And also made the Donkey Kong Countries. That's Mr. Game & Watch. I actually...
Mr. Game & Watch?
Mr. Game & Watch. Mr. Watches me game, amongst other things. I actually played an original Game & Watch little handheld.
I had one of those too.
Did you? Like, was it the one with the squid? Where like, mine was or not mine, but my friend's was the one with the squid.
Mine was the one where people are walking across and you have to put the platform over for him to get across.
Oh, see, mine was the squid where like the tentacles reach out and like I forgot what you have to collect things and like, but don't get touched by the tentacles because then hentai happens. So you know,
Because then hentai happens.
indeed. So what's the next one? That is blue lining, blue screening. That's from F-Zero.
No.
Well, that was.
Was I doing F-Zero?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, that's from the Punchy game. What the fuck is it called?
No.
Oh, see, I heard dun, banana.
No.
Dun.
I might have done that
banana.
also subconsciously. I'll give you a hint. He is from the game Punch-Out.
I know. Is he just the stock character that you play as?
No, he is an actual character. He has a name.
I have Fred Stevenson.
Little Mac.
That's what I said.
You're not going to get this one.
That's Zelda, King of the Zorlo legend. That's Lonk of Pennsylvania.
That's long from Pennsylvania. Correct.
That's Zorlo of the, and that's Shike. And that's
I don't know why the picture came up really small.
That's Hufflepuff.
It's Ganon. Dork.
Ganon.
It's actual Lonk from Pennsylvania.
Cartoon Link.
Toon Link.
Just shut up. Oh, there's everyone's favorite male protagonist.
Shabby Shijo girl.
You know, now that she's all 3D and stuff, I can totally see the feminine aspects.
Well, yeah, they kind of like brought it out more
The hourglass.
so that it's just like she's a girl.
But does that make it more not feminist? Because
My
the
favorite
hourglass?
also for her is
She has heels?
Sweet heels.
The sweet heels, yes.
Sweet heels for
Well, I know that I run best in heels.
Zero Suit Samus.
Of course.
Again,
That's Ike. No, it's Pitt. God damn it. That's Pitt.
you got it right. I'll give you it. It's Pit. You're not gonna get this one.
Oh, that's
You're not gonna get
that's
this
the
one.
Great Fairy. I know
It's not you.
I know. I know it's from Kid Icarus. I just don't know the. That's a character in Super Smash Brothers now.
Yes.
When the hell? What was it, the latest one? I guess.
You're the latest one.
I guess I haven't played the latest one.
That would be Palutina.
Palutina. Oh, potato tomato. Yes, that's Randy Marsh. Randy Marth. That's is that Roy? Really?
No.
No. Same game. Fire Emblem though, right?
It's Fire Emblem.
Then I don't know it.
Ike.
Oh my god, I knew it. Oh, fucking Pit.
Oh. They are one character. They just have a male and female option.
Oh, that's Death Note.
Fair enough. They got a book.
I
Robin.
Oh, from like Robin Hood. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, no, totally. That's the one that
is from-
robs from the rich and gives to the poor.
it is from
Bernie Sanders.
From Fire Emblem Awakening. You could choose between being a male or female protagonist. And their canon name is Robin, but you can call yourself whatever the fuck you want.
Nito. That's Two Stupid Dogs. No, that's
a bird.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Banjo-Kazooie. That's
a dog and a bird.
It's the Duck Hunt. Yeah, got it.
Hunt.
I also have
Fun fact, Duck Hunt are technically 3 characters. Third character is the character behind the screen. He shoots the stuff that they throw.
Ooh, just like I'll never forget. There was a cosplay of There's like a bunch of people dressed up as Disney villains, and the last guy was a hunter, and someone was like, "Who the hell was that?" And I was like, "That was the guy that shot Bambi's mom." I was like,
great.
God, it's just like that though. You never see him. But damn, was that a good one? That was my favorite.
That's funny.
Oh, it's the pink marshmallow. Yeah,
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
absolutely. That's the Michelin Man.
Kirby, yes.
Okay, it's Kirby.
Yeah.
I actually forget his name. King Dedede.
D. 3 D.
Just
King DDD.
DDD.
Yes.
Give him the D 3 times.
I'll
Got it.
I'll give you credit.
That's Golbat.
Props to you for knowing Golbat.
Wow, it's like I played the first Pokemon.
I wasn't sure how much your Pokemon knowledge
However,
was.
I actually forget his fucking name. I know. I know the character. Meta Knight.
Meta Knight.
Ha-ha!
All right. You know what? I was like, good. You're going to do well in the name all 700 Pokemon up next.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
Okay,
No,
cool.
It's way too many characters.
Fox! Yeah, I got that one. Next one's probably Falco, isn't it? Yeah. No, wow, who saw that coming? Everyone's favorite Pokemon, fucking Bulbasaur. Yeah, it's Pikachu. Wait, it's fucking Pikachu. Everyone.
It's just Pikachu!
Right. All right, it's Dragonite. Next one. Yes, it's Charizard. Okay, come on, because keep swiping.
I need you to say the
God
name
damn
before
it.
you continue.
God damn it! This was Luke's favorite Pokemon. I don't know why I remember that. I think it was. I probably just made that fabrication in my own head.
I don't know if it was his favorite Pokemon, but stop slamming. That's going to come up.
I'm sorry. Well, that's okay. Then they can hear my frustration.
Ludicrous, yes. The rapper Ludacris, you're correct.
Hey, must be the money. That wasn't even ludicrous.
Wasn't ludicrous.
Maybe this is why I don't like Hamilton. I'm just not off my hip hop. That is clearly a persona of. It really just looks like a furry with a reggae.
Do you give up?
Yeah, I do.
Lucario.
Lucario. I knew it started with an L-U something. Freaking Jiggly Pikachu. Got it. Cool.
The actual Stay Puft
Jigglypuff.
Marshmallow Man.
Oh wow.
You're not going to get this one.
No,
He is the third. I'll give you a hint. He's the third evolved form of the water starter from Pokemon X and Y.
See, hints are supposed to help you. That just drove down the point that I have no idea who this is. I'm gonna say that's Froggy Froggington of the amphibious region of the brand new Pokemon.
This is not the brand new Pokemon. This is from Pokemon X and Y. The newest Pokemon is Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon.
God, you're such a nerd.
Remakes of Pokemon Sun and Moon, which also was the newest.
They ran out of ideas.
They just kind of revamped it and put more shit in it.
They also make money, right?
Yeah,
Done.
pretty much. Is Greninja.
I'm sorry, what?
Fun fact, Greninja. He was developed before Pokemon X and Y.
I haven't played anything past Take Two. I haven't played anything past Crystal, so
Oh, this is fine. I
this is fine. This is okay. Oh, that's clearly Steve. That is the
Steve the robot, yes.
that's the super totally evolutionary vehicular ear robot.
Stever?
Stever. No, that's Rob. I know who Rob is. The abomination Nintendo made that they there's Ness. The next one Luke, isn't it? No. Oh, Captain Falcon. What are you doing here? What about I thought there was the other Ness character. There's Animal Crossing, but why they're not even in frame?
Oh, sorry.
Who took this picture? Oh, there's Villager 1 and female Villager Daisy friend.
Villager is correct.
Okay, cool.
They don't have a name. It's literally just Villager.
Cool. Pikmin. I forget his name.
Give me credit. You're close.
Oscar, wasn't it?
No.
Oswald?
Close. You know what? You are a little close. For your sake, you're a little close. It's Olimar.
Oh, I knew it was an O.
Yeah, I was
'Cause
gonna say, I'll give you
I
that.
own the GameCube.
You were close.
Those are the Wii Fit people. I don't know what their names are, though.
Wii Fit Trainer.
That works.
Just Wii Fit Trainer.
Wii Fit trainers.
Close enough.
I think it's really cool that they made those a character.
You're not fucking getting it.
That is clearly his name is
Xenoblade Chronicles.
right. No, his name is Chad, and he's the raddest dude around.
He has a skin where he's naked. It's literally just his boxers.
Oh, dude, Chad knows how to get all the chicks, man.
His name is Shulk.
That's why I said Chad. It's Japanese for Shulk. That's Heroin Mario.
Dr. Mud.
I'm sorry, PCP Mario. That's Angry Pit?
You're actually very close.
Dark Pit?
Yes.
Really?
That his name is Dark Pit.
That's what my pits are like. Is that transsexual pit?
No.
Female pit?
No.
Does not have a pit.
No. From Fire Emblem.
Or
Fire
no,
Emblem
she probably does
Awakening.
have a pit.
She's from Fire Emblem Awakening. Clone of Marth.
Oh, oh.
She's a clone of Marth because in the game she starts out by going by the name Marth, so people don't know her identity. Her name is Lucina.
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 Pikachu. It's Pac-Man because it's fucking Pac-Man. Change the revolutionary of the Pac-Man and the other Pac-Man. That's fucking Mega Pac-Man.
It's Super Fighting Robot, comma, Mega Man.
That's actually whitewashing Pac-Man. I don't appreciate that. Oh, it's Blonic, the original character to the game. Yeah, it's Sonic. Cool. It's the next one. Mew 3. Cool. Next one. Lucas. I remember that one.
Mother 3.
I just said his name, too.
You did. You have said his name.
It's not Marth. Roy!
Roy! Here's the. Sorry. Starting from here, we're at the DLC.
Mewtwo,
We're
yes.
at the DLC characters.
Oh, this is really because no, these were all characters from.
They are a DLC in the newest game.
I see the head of the next person. Sure, you can.
Very close sounding to Roy.
Boy,
No.
joy.
Ryu.
You and I have two different definitions of what Roy sounds like.
Three
Just
letters
'cause it starts with an R.
Starts with an R, it's 3 letters.
Ryu. Oh my God! No, I know this.
You do know this one.
Cloud.
I shit on this game all the time.
I know. No. I knew who it was. It's Final Fantasy VII. I knew who it.
You're not gonna get these. They're the protagonists from Fire Emblem Fates.
So is this just an advertisement from Nintendo to be the like, hey, American market, please buy Fire Emblem?
That is 100% why Fire Emblem was in Melee. Why they had Marth and Roy in there was 100%.
Hey, how do we get more money? I don't know. Let's like make people buy the game with the advertisement in it.
It is
cool.
110% why Marth and Roy were in Melee was to popularize Fire Emblem in the American market.
I'm gonna say that's Steve-O and Stevia.
It was Corrin.
Corn? I thought it was broccoli.
Corrin.
Corinne, but she's behind us.
Hey.
Oh, she's from clearly she is a character from Jet Set Radio. She's my favorite.
She's my favorite radio. That is Jet Set.
She's Banksy.
Bayonetta.
Really?
Yeah, it's Bayonetta.
Oh, I actually got like decently close-ish when it comes to names. I got the BA
Sure.
on it. Are those just generic we people, or is there me?
Me fighters.
But they're not supposed to be anything else. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
They are technically playable characters. You can create custom moveset.
So those people I'm seeing in the picture are not the actual fighters. It's just the Miis that you make in your own.
They are the generic looking ones they gave to. You can have a Mii gunner, a Mii meleeer, and then a Mii swordsman.
Right. Neato.
So you can create whoever you gosh darn want.
Well, I did the thing.
I should have kept tally, but you know what?
Well, you
did all right.
It's like we're recording and you can listen again because you still got to put all the images up for the YouTube video.
It's a good thing I have all the images already there on my Google Drive.
Weirdo.
Right? What a nerd.
I made this thing like a year ago.
Oh, you put that together?
Yeah, I put this together.
Oh, you put that together. Why did you
Because-
reach out to Shane?
Because I
Shout
didn't-
out to my little brother.
Because I
Why-
didn't want to tell you, hey, I'm gonna quiz you on all the Smash Bros. Characters, and then you just either subconsciously or to be a dick, be like, I'm gonna look up all of them. So that when I ask you, and I'm like, you're not gonna get fucking like Corrin. You're like, that's Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates to be a dick to me.
No, but why did you reach out to Shane? Like, what did he have to do with any of this?
Because he was your brother. He was the easiest person I can get in contact with you to be like, hey, I'm going to do this. Originally, I was gonna have him ask you the questions, and I was gonna ask my parents. And see which one could get more, my parents combined or you.
And then 2 years later, we never did anything. Because
No, but I mean, now that I have you recorded with it, I can see who would do better, my parents combined or you.
I'm gonna say me. I at least have a few, like, they might get the basics because you're their son and you would not exist without letting them know who the basic, like, 8 Mario characters are. So they probably have those down.
My mom surprises me sometimes with what she knows. She'll come in and she'll be like, oh, that. I'm like, oh,
I'm not surprised.
right,
She's
Mom.
a very dedicated mother. I love your mom. And so, like, I feel like she would be the person that sits down and Googles all these people just so, like, I can relate to my son just to make it happen. Like, just so that there's a conversation to have at the dinner table.
I easily could have just said, like, I'll ask my mom, because I tell you right now, my dad's not even going to know fucking anyone. He's going to get Mario, and that's it.
Your dad's not going to give dad's not going to give a crap at all.
I was like, I'll be surprised if my dad
Your dad would Red Foreman the hell out of this entire thing. Like, just foot in the air.
I'll be surprised if my dad gets Luigi.
Well, that's where we get the sandwiches from, right?
That's fair. I'll tell him, you know what? His name's the same place we got sandwiches from. Oh, it's Luigi O'Grady's.
Luigi O'Grady's. For like the 5 people who ever listen to this, if you're ever in the Pearl River area.
Best sandwich place.
Dank sandwich from
Best
Luigi O'Grady's. Place. I already knew. When your mom was like, oh, we're getting sandwiches, I was like, we're getting Luigi O'Grady's, aren't we? I knew.
You knew the good stuff was coming.
Oh my god,
it's so good,
it's
dude.
So
Meatball parms from there, I can eat that for life and not be set.
I forgot what I got because I just said like, what's your most popular sandwich? And I was like,
it's the number 5.
Oh, I'm
trying to remember what exactly is on it, but I just remember because everyone says like they're in Luigi's, like give me a number 5. It's like the go-to. I think it's like chicken cutlet.
I want to say
bacon.
I think it's like coleslaw on it.
No, it has lettuce, mayo.
That was it?
Something
Am
else.
I fake news?
I have to actually. Let me see if I can look it up real quick.
All right. Well, you do that. Do you find in the video game world that like there is this notion that everyone must respect all video games, no matter how shitty they are? Just in the sense that we all need to respect the time and energy that went into them. Because what I find in the automotive world is you have people that build a car.
Really quick, I'm going to cut you off for a second.
Sure.
Chicken cutlet, cheddar cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato, and mayo.
Do they deliver to here?
I'll bring it back one next time I go up.
Cool, that won't be soggy.
That's fair.
No, but do you find, especially
we'll go up for a visit sometime soon. But
yeah, like almost St. Patty's Day or something when it comes up.
Yeah, but that's in March. So far, I want one now.
Come on, guys.
But no, what you were saying was
FedEx overnighted.
What you were saying was, do people respect all games?
Right, with this outbreak, with this like influx of indie gaming, do you find that like
there are people where certain games have like this aspect of that you have to like just respect them for what they are, which then makes people want to shit on them, even though in all reality they probably either A, never played them,
right,
B, don't really care about them all that much,
right,
but they just do it anyway, kind of like how I am with Final Fantasy VII. The game's all right in all reality. It's an all right game. I mostly just shit on it because everyone's like, Final Fantasy VII is the best game ever made.
Well, like GoldenEye is the best shooter ever made.
Yeah, exactly. Like GoldenEye.
But that's different. That's a mainstream game.
I like GoldenEye. But there's another, like, I remember when Braid came out. Everyone was like, oh my god, Braid is the fucking best game. And it's like, I never played it. It's like, of course you didn't. You wouldn't understand Braid. Braid's a fucking platformer that has Prince of Persia time travel backwards. That's it. But the story was like, it was...
That was the platformer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the platformer game with the Prince of Persia Sands of Time.
I was playing with your iPad keyboard. I zoned out for a second. But yeah.
That's fine. No, but like, the College Humor did a whole video on it about like indie games are just the same as like all other games.
Was it or was it dorkly?
It was dorkly. I don't know. Was it dorkly? Might have been dorkly.
If it's a College Humor production about video games, it was probably dorkly.
Well, College Humor did do video game stuff like under College Humor name for a while, and then they just did it so much they just made dorkly after.
I miss, and I'm gonna be this guy. I miss when College Humor made college-based content. This was years ago.
All the 6 things you X and Y.
The 6 things, and then there was like the POV videos, POV and history class, POV this and that and the other.
Those were pretty good videos.
There was also there was the video of like an all RA floor, like where they all look at each other like it's 9 o'clock, and they all look at each other like tap on the wrist like it's quiet hours, like come on guys, and like then they're doing like one of those like all floor sort of icebreaker activities where you all wrapped in an arm and like all the RAs aren't allowed to say anything to help people get out, so nobody talks at all. And like, and they're always like saying like, and then one of them kind of breaks it. We're like, wait, are we all RAs? But then they shut them up. But it was just, I miss that. College humor's gotten so political nowadays.
Oh, dude, the day I knew College Humor was definitely a place I just can't go on anymore was when they made a video. It was during the presidential election, and this was back when, even though it completely contradicts what I believe now, but I was on the Bernie boat, mostly because I didn't really understand my political affiliation that much.
I will also admit
I was
to that.
I was on the Bernie boat, but College Humor was heavily Hillary Clinton. And they made a video called, like, How Bernie Can Still Win. And they did this whole thing where they're like, well, here's how Bernie could still win. He's going to get all these votes because everyone I know is voting for him, so that means everyone's voting for him. And they go into this whole thing, and I'm like, it's amazing how much of just, like, the same thing with Hillary supporters. And it's the same thing. And it's because everyone said, they're like, Hillary's going to win. 98% chance she wins. There's no way she's going to lose. Look where we are at now.
Dude, that was a moment though. That was a moment where like the mainstream, the zeitgeist, who predict what goes on in our future, really just don't know. Like, I really think
because people think like if this is the opinion on the internet, this is the opinion in the world,
right?
Not realizing there's a whole center part of the United States that doesn't go on the internet all that much.
Absolutely, 100%. Like, they don't watch.
99% of the people on the internet. I know this is a gross overstatement, but like the people on the east and west coast near the water are pretty much the only people who are very vocal on the internet. You're not going to hear someone from fucking Wisconsin.
The coastal elites, if you will.
It's the coast. I don't want to.
I know, I hate that term too. Yeah, we are coastal elites. I don't think of myself as an elitist. Maybe I am. I know I'm a dick. I don't think that's
but it's
not
like,
just with elitist.
You're not really going to hear the fucking, I mean, sure, maybe on your family's Facebook page you're going to hear about, Uncle Ted who's like, Obama was a socialist racist because he hated the white people because he was black.
The birth certificate.
Yeah, he's like, but what about he's a fucking American, all right? Let's get over it.
Right, like when you Alex Jones the shit out of yourself, no one's going to take it seriously.
There are the people, there is the r/the Donald, there is, the Alex Jones people in the world, but it's like the heavy majority leans left. And so
where? Because we the heavy vocal majority, sure, but the overall majority.
No, on the internet. On the internet.
Oh, yes,
on
yes,
the
yes.
internet.
Okay, I lost you there.
It's a mostly left-leaning place. So everyone on the internet was like, oh, there's all this pro-Hillary stuff. There's no way she can lose. Not realizing there's a lot of people who just don't really do much on the computer who aren't going to vote for Hillary.
And it wasn't just that. There's a British gentleman, something Pie, I forget his name, but he put a genius video. I think it had like 54 million views on Facebook. Like, it went viral, but it was all about how the left won the presidency for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I know what video you're talking about.
Yes,
yeah, the British guy.
Yes, it's something Pie. I apologize because I can't think of his name, but
it's because they demeaned everyone who questioned anything about Hillary.
Right, and so that join them together, the whole notion of the silent majority was very, very, very real.
Oh,
and we saw it this year because you had, it was one thing to say, like, I understood if someone, I've had friends that were pro-Hillary, I had friends that were pro-Trump, and I hated both. I voted Gary Johnson.
I also voted Gary Johnson.
Yeah, I just wanted to see some sort of third party get some sort of federal funding.
I knew he wasn't going to win, but I just I physically couldn't. I couldn't tell myself I can actively vote for either person.
Me too.
Hillary, I don't want to get into fucking politics, but just long story short, Hillary posed absolutely no change.
I think we've reached
Donald
that
Trump
point.
My God, if there was anyone who could be the worst candidate ever, it's him.
Well, to spin this back out of politics, and the thing that we need to do as a society in the future is we need to have discussion. Even if you have, let's just say you have your one friend that's just like, maybe the Nazis had something going on, like it's something stupid. No.
I know what you're saying. I know you're bringing that. I know you're just talking about them.
I know Volkswagen, but it has nothing to do with Nazis.
I know what I'm saying. I know you're just making fun of like the people who are like, maybe the Nazis are right. I'm just like, oh.
But
God.
you have to breach them with discussion, because when you shun them, when you silence things, when you silence anybody, I'm going to these straw men. I'm going to thankfully there's not that many Nazis in the world, but when you silence someone, that only makes their cause stronger, because the people there, unfortunately, if there were people that sympathized with what they were saying, when they see the opposition silencing them, they are gone. It's actually it's historically relevant, because during the German times, when you had the fascists versus the communists were a lot more violent, and the center-leaning people that didn't know what to vote for saw the communists beating up the fascists and said, well, fuck, I'm voting for the fascists. I don't want to be part of the violent party. Now we all know how that turned out, and maybe they voted incorrectly.
Maybe. I used to heavily. Even to very recently, I used to be in the whole like, you gotta respect everyone's things. But for me, I'm like, all right, there's a line that if you believe other people are subhumans, or that if you believe
by
don't
race
rights
or by color or religious beliefs, no, you are exactly correct. And the issue is, you don't have to respect someone else's beliefs. However, you have to have them. In fact, Jordan Peterson, the Canadian the Canadian clinical psychologist who is in hot water right now in the news, put it perfectly. Let those people speak, because they bury their own graves.
For sure.
But the scare for the opposite position is, if we let the alt-right like Richard Spencer speak, then more people are going to be like, wow, that's a great idea.
He's like you, but his name is Richard.
I know. His name has Spencer in it, and we even have the same hair. We have the same haircut. It's not on purpose.
But he has black hair.
I'm not. Well, good. And I'm also not letting the alt-right own an haircut. I think I look beautiful. So that
just like when Michael Jordan was like, Hitler can't have this mustache.
or Charlie Chaplin. There you go. Look at that. Somebody else had it too.
When was he? When did he do things again? What time era was him?
I think it was 30. The history major live audience. Charlie Chaplin, 30s or 40s.
Okay. Oh.
Where are we at? Are we cracking out the Google machine?
Yeah.
Point being was, the notion of the Hitler stash was not. We're looking.
Born 1889, died in 1997. All right, so he had that. So he also had that stash around.
Probably around the same time.
Around the same time. So I don't think it. And also when he had it around then, I don't think it was really like engraved into people's minds. Like, if you see that,
no, it was not at all.
But like,
it was not at all.
Michael Jordan had that while people like saw this and they were like, "That's Hitler."
See, I actually never saw that. I never saw Michael Jordan. I'm guessing you're gonna pull a picture.
I'll pull a picture.
Make sure to throw this one on the video too. But I just, if you ever want an interesting guy to listen to, Jordan Peterson. It's one of those things where, oh, come on, that's not the Hitler stash.
He had a little bit of a Hitler stash going on.
A little bit, in the sense that it looks like peach fuzz, but it's not. That's not the Hitler stash.
No,
Dude, the Hitler.
I don't know. Trust me, I know.
Look at the comparison picture.
I know, but it was just funny.
Michael Jordan.
It was more funny than really.
That is funny. Michael Jordan took the pencil thin mustache and cut it to the Hitler size, but it was still just a pencil thin mustache, where Hitler had like a bushy square under his nose.
I know, but
that is not the same.
It was a little funny.
He also Michael Jordan also has a soul patch underneath too. He was connecting it together. But this is the polarization that we live in. And this was early too. This was before like 2016. Before, like, this was back in the day when you were allowed to make jokes about things. But that's not.
It's so.
That's
good.
not like.
This will be the picture. I'll send it to you, so that this will be the one you wanna.
Oh, so I'm editing a video now.
Fine.
Okay, cool.
Whatever. I knew.
No.
I'll edit. I just wasn't thinking. Whatever. Shut up.
No, I'd love a picture of that. In fact, let me make my profile picture. Let's see what happens.
How'd you make it your profile picture?
Because I'm a troll and I just love to piss people off.
That's not even something to piss people off. That's just bringing up something old for the sake of bringing up something old.
When did he rock that stash?
Remember those Hanes
I love how the caption Spoderman. So that means it's really old.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. The guy who Spider-Man's boss also kind of...
Yes, but you can't let awful people own facial hair. You can't just... I get that it's a thing. Like, they made it a staple for themselves. But at the same time, when you let awful people own things like a visual appearance, that gives them more merit. Just fucking rock it. At the same time, I really can't imagine anyone in modern days rocking Hitler stash. But I never thought about the Spider-Man. Who the hell's the... I'm terrible with comics. Who is the news article dude from Spider-Man?
I remember his name. He was like, give me the photos of Spider-Man.
Yes.
I forgot his name.
Right, me too. But
everyone knows who we're talking about, though.
yes, I never thought about him rocking the Hitler stash.
But the thing is, like, even when I said, like, not many people really thought about it all that much.
Because it's like when you build a personal connection to a person, you could see past their visual appearance based on, or just not even thinking about previous history. You know what I mean?
I know. But I think
Like, trust me,
I think it was more so because, like, people only saw that character with that facial hair. There was never a time period where people saw him with no mustache. Michael Jordan, for the longest time, was clean-shaven as a basketball player.
Right.
And then, like, out of nowhere during a Hanes commercial, we got this little thing going on here. It was just a little weird, more than anything.
I mean, even in the picture, it's almost no resemblance.
Oh, I know that. I was just saying it was more funny.
It is funny, but the fact is, there are people out there that probably saw that and been like, Michael Jordan's a Nazi!
No.
Oh my God!
No, nobody thought Michael Jordan was a Nazi.
Are you sure?
I 100%.
Well, then this was probably like, what, 2005 when people could take a joke?
It was the Hanes commercials. Whenever he was doing Hanes commercials.
But it was just
It
like...
was, it was back when I was watching TV, so it had to be when I was in high school.
It was just like, I mean, like, not that you could visually see me. I had short hair for a very long time. I recently decided to grow it out. I enjoy my haircut. And then, like, I'm in conversation with somebody, and then one person says, like, wow, you have the Richard Spencer haircut. And I looked up and was like, God fucking damn it. Damn it! Like, I didn't do it on purpose.
I more so, when I saw him for the first time, I was like, hi, Spencer's haircut.
Well, cool. I'm glad to know that Richard Spencer has Spencer's hair.
It's a fucking loser who likes Volkswagens.
Which Spencer are we talking about?
Both of you now. He has your haircut, so he's a fucking loser.
I hope he hates Volkswagens. I hope he does. Just because that's one less thing that we have in common, because I don't want to have anything in common with that man. However, I will say, I tried to listen to, like, one of his public speeches, but I couldn't because the first half hour was people blowing air horns and screaming. But when he got down to it, he had nothing. Like, people would... And shout out to anyone who approached Richard Spencer with a genuine question. Like, he had people come up to him and ask, like, okay, so you're preaching for a white ethno-state. How? How are you going to do this peacefully? And he kind of batted off, like, oh, it'll just happen. Like, it'll just fine, it's just whatever, it'll just happen.
It'll just happen. Okay.
But see, the reason why the alt-right movement gained merit is the first half hour of the motherfucker trying to speak was people screaming and protesting, and he just waited until they tuckered themselves out, and then he started speaking. But, like, that's what I was waiting for. It wasn't because I'm interested in joining whatever movement you want to call that, the alt-right. It was because I was curious, like, what does this man have to say to justify this sort of horrid ideology?
He has nothing.
Nothing. He was pretty much like, well, we don't want to be violent, but they'll just leave.
We don't want to be violent, but if we could just kill them all and no one said anything about it,
Right.
that'd be peachy keen.
Cleansing fire? I don't know. It's so...
How do people think like that?
I don't know, but that's why you gotta let them talk. You have
I
to
know.
let them dig themselves in their own holes. It's so fucking stupid. It's
also
fucking
so
stupid.
satisfying to hear someone just dig themselves
Right?
into, like, the biggest hole imaginable.
Because, like, unfortunately, when the person is standing up there with the microphone, just like yelling at the crowd, yelling at them, that's like, well, like, we're on the, at that point, it's still on a human level. Like, I was actually getting pissed. Like, I wanted to hear this guy speak because I wanted to hear what he had to say. just because, like, what the hell's your justification? I was getting pissed at the crowd also because I'm listening to this podcast or recording, and a half hour into this hour recording, I still got nothing. And so, like, when I finally hear it, but then when you finally hear it, you're like, oh wow.
Now that I could speak, why do we have Jews?
But see, like, how did that happen, though? Why can't we all just be friends, man? Like, why can't we all just be
Because
happy?
people have issues and it can't be their fault.
But Brian, like, I went to the Holocaust Museum overseas. I went to the Jewish Museum in Berlin. Hating the Jews has been fashionable since written time. How? How the hell did that happen? Fuck, famine? Fuck, blame the Jews. Oh, financial times? Fuck, blame the Jews.
We also have someone who used to work at the Jewish National History Museum as well. So, you want to say something super quick over there?
Live studio audience?
Live studio attendee.
Yes, it all comes down to the fact that the Christians could not make money off of money, so they couldn't be bankers or loaners. It was not sinful, I guess, in the Jewish community to be bankers. So Jewish people tended to be so. So anytime the economy went south, they blamed the Jews.
Yes.
And it perpetuated a stereotype against them that carried over, and they became the common scapegoat.
But yes, and you are correct. And actually, my Jewish best friend, I had a conversation with his family about the same thing. Like, and it also comes into modern age. Like, why do you see so many Jewish bankers and so many Jewish accountants and whatever? And it really comes back to heritage and just the time-honored fashion, I guess. I don't know what you even call that. Like, it goes so far back in the family because of what happened, because the Christians saw us handling money as sinful. Mm-hmm. But even before that, like, let's not forget that Judaism came before Christianity. So it was like...
It's because they're also the same thing.
You're not wrong, but there's a lot of people that probably think you're not right.
They're two sides of the same coin.
Well, the Torah and the Old Testament are the same thing. Just one believes Jesus was the Messiah, the other one didn't.
Yeah.
That was the New Testament, wasn't it?
Two sides of the same coin.
Pretty much.
Also, because we're wrapping up here, but one thing I have to bring up quickly is stereotypes.
Okay.
Stereotypes, I'm not saying this to be like, I'm proud to say stereotypes are bullshit. No, stereotypes are actually
progressive.
Bullshit. You want to know why? Who the fuck doesn't like money?
Right?
Everybody likes money.
Communists.
I'm sorry, communists actually don't like
And
money.
we also have a huge movement of communists nowadays.
But in all reality, who's like, yes, I want to have no money so I can't support myself. Everybody likes having at least some money at points. Like, nobody is just like, I want to be broke and just not be able to afford anything.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, why is it also seen as bad to get money? So even like
Because you're giving into your greed.
But like the modern YouTube state where people are like, so that YouTube is demonetizing everybody if you have anything that's just not fucking bottle flip challenge. So like people
Nobody
are
bottle flips anymore.
Fidget spinning. Okay, cool.
Fidget spinners. How behind are you?
Okay, cool. They could have the Darwin Pod Challenge. How about that?
No, but I was like, I just want to quickly over just like how stereotypes, I never really understood them. Or when, say, like, for black people, when they say, like, oh, they like watermelon and fried chicken. Who the
hell doesn't like watermelon and fried chicken? I love watermelon.
Besides maybe vegetarians who obviously, no reason why they're not going to like fried chicken. But what non-vegetarian person doesn't like fried chicken? Fried chicken is fucking delicious.
Where the hell did these stereotypes come from? Sometimes
and watermelon's pretty good too. I know a lot of people who really like watermelon. I'm like, it's okay because things that are mostly water are a little weird to me.
Oh, I love watermelon.
Because just the texture is just weird because I'm biting into something and it's just like, it's not really like a flavor. It's just like water.
It's sweet water.
I mean, yeah, but regardless, it's still pretty good. Like, I'll eat it. I won't be like, oh my god, watermelon. I'll still fucking eat it. But like,
so you're the reason why the stereotype is real. Cool. Continue. Yeah.
But I don't know who in their right mind's just like fried chicken. That's just something a black folk would eat. Fried chicken's delicious.
Right? But on the flip side...
Why? That doesn't make any sense to me.
But on the flip side, you have the opposite of, like, identity politics where, like, well, all black people think this, all white people... Well, if you live with this, you have privilege. But, like, who thinks of the world like this? Who wakes up and says to themselves, I'm not Brian, I'm not Spencer, no. I'm a white cisgender male, and I need to abide by these things. Who thinks of things like that? Why? Live your life. Have fun. It's okay to be... We live in hypocrisy of a society because we strenuate... That's a new word now. We strenuate that we all have to be individuals. We all have to be ourselves. However, we also stress the fact that everyone also has to fit in. That doesn't work. You can't have both. But at the same time, embrace who you are. This is why growing, like, in college, I consider myself classically liberal. It was all about speaking your mind and embracing who you were. I love that. On the opposite side, where you have, like, conforming to what you want to make money, the other side for me was being who you are, embracing that, and going with it, and just living your life with that fashion. I want all people. I love that.
I don't give a shit what you do as long as no one's getting harmed in it. I don't give a fuck what people do.
I would have to agree. So why don't we all just...
I'm a heavy believer in also in no victim, no crime.
No victim, no crime.
I'm a firm believer in that one.
Yeah.
There should not be speed limits. There's a big thing about the Parkway moving up to 75 instead of 65. I'm for it, mostly because Parkway shouldn't have speed limits. I
completely agree. When you have places like the Autobahn where...
Because I'm like, granted, I'm only going 30 miles an hour anyway half the time because traffic on it's fucking awful.
But if you think about it, like, we pay taxes. Which is
a shame to begin with.
But I can go that far. I know Mr. Libertarian will go farther. And then maybe we get started off the next podcast with that. But
next podcast topic: privatizing businesses.
how to turn your podcast into C-SPAN.
We don't need to pay taxes for roads.
Dodge a few more potholes, you'll be fine.
No, just hire a privatized company to do it.
But then you gotta...
They get it done much faster.
This is true, but oh no, we're gonna get this one next. But I like this conversation. I like where this is going. What I was getting at more is we pay our taxes to fund the police force to tell us how fast to go, and then also charge us more if they think we're going too fast. That part bothers me a little bit. I am all for our police. We do need a police force. However, when the higher ups of the police force are saying, charge people for going a comfortable limit that's above what we want after they pay taxes to fund our vehicles, our salaries, and our existence, that part bothers me a little bit. That part bothers me just a slightly bit. Again, cops are very necessary. I have the utmost respect for our police force.
I will fight anyone who tries to tell me that police are not necessary. No,
and even the person that pulls me over, that's not just them pulling me over. That's an order from the higher up. The higher ups is where I have the issue with. So I don't know where you stand on that one.
I don't like the way they make cops hit a quota. I don't like how they force that on them.
There's no proof on that.
Well, regardless, there's like that whole mentality of like the quota or like you need to pull people over. It's like or maybe not so much a quota, but it's like, hey, you're not pulling people over and giving out tickets as much. It's like that shouldn't be a thing.
Well, I mean, not that I try and use the as a volunteer firefighter card often, but I've gotten
volunteer firefighter. Please enlighten me.
Yeah, cool. It turns out the cops in the fire department are pretty close together. There is no actual quota, and I mean, and this was at a municipal level. There is no. I can't vouch for what the higher ups try to push people to do per se. I'm not gonna lie. Today is January 28th, and on my drive home from the Poconos, my 2-hour drive, I saw more officers than I did on my drive up easily. Which, it just kind of makes you wonder and ponder the question. And I was using Waze, so it wasn't like I was just looking out for him. It's not just a placebo thing. Like, I heard Waze telling me, like, hey, officer head. But certain areas should not have a speed limit. You know, especially with the acceleration of technology that goes into vehicles, we are more comfortable in our vehicles because they can handle higher speeds. So having a speed limit from the 1960s at 65 miles an hour and having the same speed limit in 2018 doesn't quite make sense because we have the cars that can handle it. Now, given when it comes down to basic physical properties, like as Jeremy Clarkson once said, going fast will never kill you. Suddenly stopping, that's what gets you. So yes, the faster you're going, if you go into an impact, then, it lights out. But that's your personal responsibility. You have the left lane to go fast. You have the other lanes if you don't want to. But that's where I rest at that point. Brian, any closing words?
Granola goes great in yogurt.
Stay safe out there and stay away from Spencer on the road.
This has been Shootin the Shibby.
This has been Shooting the Shibby with Brian and Spencer. Thank you for joining us. You have a wonderful evening, night, or morning, whenever you're listening to this.
Yes, adore you all of the time.
Play me out, Johnny.
I'd like to. I'd like to. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you, love you. I'd like to love you, if I may. I'd like to love you, I'd like to love you, I'd like to love you night and day, if I may. I'd like to. I'd like to love you every day. I'd like to love you.
Also, we successfully killed 128 ounces of beer.
Fantastic. Good job, everyone. It sounds like it's peeing.